Power that answers to no one doesn't protect people. It hunts them, slowly, quietly. Until one day, it knocks on your door, and by then, there's no one left to stop it. But what happens when someone finally fights back? What you're about to witness is not just another political moment. It's a confrontation that shook the highest levels of power. Inside the marble halls of the Supreme Court, something unprecedented was about to unfold. Jasmine Crockett stood before the nation's highest judicial bench, calm but fearless. Across from her sat Clarence Thomas, a man with decades of power and influence. No one expected what was about to happen next, and absolutely no one expected him to be left speechless. It was supposed to be a routine hearing, quiet, predictable, forgettable. But everything changed the moment Crockett walked in with a single folder. Inside it, evidence powerful enough to shake the entire system. As she placed it on the table, the room didn't know it yet, but history was about to be made. If you believe that no one, no matter how powerful, should be above accountability, take a second to subscribe and like this video, because what you're about to hear is exactly how truth challenges power. For over 3 decades, Clarence Thomas had been one of the most influential voices in American law. Appointed in 1991, he built a legacy that shaped decisions affecting millions. Known for his silence and discipline, he rarely spoke, but always carried weight. To many, he was untouchable. But on the other side stood Jasmine Crockett, a rising force, sharp, relentless, and unafraid. A former civil rights attorney who built her career fighting powerful systems. She wasn't here to play politics. She was here for answers. This wasn't just about 2 individuals. This was about something bigger. The credibility of the court, the trust of the public. And a simple but powerful question, can power exist without accountability? Then came the moment. The room fell silent as Crockett opened the folder. Cameras flashed, eyes locked, and in that instant, everything shifted. What was inside those pages would turn confidence into tension, and silence into pressure. She began calmly, but every word hit harder than the last. Unreported trips, luxury vacations, financial connections worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. The kind of details that don't just raise questions, they demand answers. The room reacted instantly. Reporters typing, people whispering, tension rising. But Crockett didn't stop. She kept going, document after document, fact after fact, building a case that became impossible to ignore. Thomas responded, but something was different. The calm, composed figure everyone knew was starting to crack. If you're feeling the tension right now, drop a like, because this is just the beginning, and it only gets more intense from here. Then came a simple question. A yes or no question, the kind that leaves no room for escape. And suddenly, there was silence. A silence so heavy it said everything. For the first time, the man known for control had none. His answers became shorter, his tone more defensive. And Crockett? She only became sharper. Every attempt to deflect was met with more evidence. Every denial countered with facts. It no longer felt like a hearing. It felt like a cross-examination. Then everything escalated. The composure broke. The calm disappeared. And in front of everyone watching, Thomas lost control. The room reacted instantly. Shock, disbelief, tension at its peak. If this moment shocked you, hit like right now. Because what comes next is something no one in that room was prepared for. Crockett wasn't done. She reached into her folder one last time. The room froze. Every eye on her, every breath held. And then, she revealed it. A final piece of evidence so powerful it changed everything. The kind of revelation that doesn't just question actions, it challenges integrity. As she spoke, the energy in the room shifted completely. Faces changed, reactions spread. And for the first time in decades, Clarence Thomas had no answer. He sat there, silent, overwhelmed. The weight of everything finally catching up. This wasn't just a political exchange anymore. This was something bigger. A moment that exposed how power operates, and what happens when someone finally stands up to it. The aftermath was instant. Reactions exploded. Headlines everywhere. Debates started. Questions raised across the country. But beyond all the noise, one thing became clear. This moment would not be forgotten. If you believe the truth deserves to be heard, share this video. Because stories like this don't just inform, they reveal. At its core, this wasn't about politics, it wasn't about parties, it was about accountability, about whether the most powerful people can still be questioned. And now, the biggest question remains. What happens next? Will power defend itself, or finally be held accountable? Because sometimes all it takes is one person willing to ask the right questions,